What really happened between Kim Taehyung and Jungkook that made millions of fans suddenly stop, rewind, and question everything they thought they knew? Was it just a fleeting moment caught on camera? Or was it something deeper? Something that had been quietly building beneath the surface for years? And why did Taehyung finally feel the need to explain himself? While Jungkook's unexpected reaction only fueled even more speculation across the global fanbase of BTS. Before diving deeper, here's the question no one can ignore. Are we witnessing a turning point in one of the most talked about dynamics in K-pop today? If you think you know the answer, you might want to think again. Stay until the end because what unfolds is more emotional, more layered, and more surprising than anyone expected. And don't forget to share your thoughts, because this story is far from over. The moment itself seems simple at first glance. It happened during what appeared to be a casual interaction, one of those unscripted slices of reality that fans cherish the most. There was no dramatic setup, no obvious tension, nothing that screamed controversy. Yet within seconds something shifted. Taehyung's expression changed in a way that was subtle but impossible to ignore. Jungkook, standing just beside him, reacted in a manner that felt both instinctive and deeply personal. It was the kind of exchange that, to an outsider, might seem insignificant, but to those who have followed their journey closely, it felt loaded with meaning. Clips of the interaction spread like wildfire. Fans dissected every frame, every micro-expression, every pause in speech. Was Taehyung hesitating? Was Jungkook surprised? Why did the atmosphere feel so suddenly intense? Questions piled up, and theories began to form almost instantly. Some believed it hinted at unresolved emotions. Others saw it as a sign of a deeper bond being revealed in real time. But no matter the interpretation, one thing was clear. People were paying attention in a way they hadn't before. Then came the moment that changed everything. Taehyung, known for his often enigmatic personality, decided to speak. Not in a grand press conference or a heavily produced statement, but in a way that felt raw and unfiltered. His words, though carefully chosen, carried a weight that resonated across the fandom. He didn't dismiss the moment. He didn't laugh it off. Instead, he acknowledged it, offering an explanation that was both revealing and open to interpretation. He spoke about emotions, about how not everything can be easily expressed in the moment, about how relationships evolve over time, and about the complexity of being constantly observed. His tone was calm, but there was an underlying sincerity that made people stop and listen. It wasn't just what he said, but how he said it. There was a vulnerability there, a glimpse into a side of him that fans rarely get to see so clearly. And then, just when people thought they had finally gained some clarity, Jungkook responded. His reaction was not what anyone expected. Instead of matching Taehyung's tone or offering a similar level of explanation, Jungkook's response came in a way that felt almost instinctive, almost emotional in its own right. It wasn't loud or dramatic, but it carried a kind of authenticity that made it impossible to ignore. Some described it as protective, others as reflective, and a few even saw it as a silent confirmation of something deeper. What made his reaction so compelling was its ambiguity. It didn't fully align with any single narrative. Instead, it opened the door to even more questions. Was he agreeing with Taehyung? Was he subtly challenging him? Or was he simply expressing his own perspective in a way that words couldn't fully capture? As the situation continued to unfold, the dynamic between the two became the center of intense discussion. Fans revisited past moments, drawing connections and looking for patterns. Interactions that once seemed ordinary were now being viewed through a completely different lens. A glance, a laugh, a shared silence. Everything took on new significance. But beyond the speculation and analysis, there was something undeniably human about the entire situation. At its core, this wasn't just about two global superstars. It was about two individuals navigating a complex relationship under the constant gaze of millions. It was about communication, misunderstanding, and the challenges of expressing genuine emotion in an environment where every action is scrutinized. Taehyung's explanation, while providing some insight, also highlighted the limits of what can be shared publicly. There are always layers that remain unseen, aspects of a relationship that cannot be fully captured in a single moment or explained in a few sentences. And Jungkook's reaction served as a reminder that not all responses need to be verbal to be meaningful. The emotional impact of the moment was undeniable. Fans found themselves reflecting not just on Taehyung and Jungkook, but on their own experiences with connection and communication. It sparked conversations about the nature of relationships, about the importance of understanding, and about the ways in which people express care and concern differently. And yet, despite all the analysis and discussion, the true meaning of the moment remains elusive. Perhaps that's what makes it so powerful. It resists easy categorization. It invites interpretation, but never fully settles into a single narrative. It exists in that space between clarity and mystery, where emotions are felt more than they are understood. As the story continues to evolve, one thing is certain. This moment has left a lasting impression. It has changed the way people perceive the dynamic between Taehyung and Jungkook. It has added depth to their interactions, complexity to their story, and a new layer of intrigue that will likely persist for a long time. So what does it all mean? Is this a sign of something changing, something growing, or simply a reflection of a bond that has always been there, now seen more clearly than before? The answer may not be straightforward, but that's part of what makes it so compelling. And now the question turns to you. What do you think really happened in that moment? Did Taehyung's explanation give you clarity, or did Jungkook's reaction leave you with even more questions? Share your thoughts, join the conversation, and don't forget to stay tuned. Because if this moment has proven anything, it's that the story is far from over. Could it be that what the world witnessed was only the surface of something far more intricate? Something that even Kim Taehyung and Jungkook themselves are still trying to fully understand? And if that's the case, then why did this particular moment feel so different from everything that came before it? As the footage continued to circulate, a noticeable shift began to emerge within the global community of BTS fans. It wasn't just about replaying the clip anymore. It became about interpreting intention. People weren't simply asking what happened. They were asking, why did it happen this way? And perhaps more importantly, why now? Taehyung's explanation, while calm and composed on the surface, carried an undertone that many described as unusually reflective. There was a sense that he wasn't just addressing the moment itself, but something broader, something that had been lingering unspoken for some time. His words hinted at emotional complexity, at the difficulty of balancing authenticity with expectation, and at the quiet pressures that come with being constantly observed. Yet even as he spoke, there were pauses, brief, almost imperceptible hesitations that only added to the intrigue. Was he choosing his words carefully to avoid misunderstanding, or was he searching for the right way to express something that couldn't easily be put into language? Those pauses became just as significant as the words themselves, fueling even more speculation about what might lie beneath. Jungkook, on the other hand, seemed to respond not with careful articulation, but with instinct. His reaction, though subtle, carried a kind of emotional immediacy that contrasted sharply with Taehyung's measured tone. It was as if he was responding not just to what was being said, but to what was being felt. And that distinction between words and emotion became a focal point for many observers. Some fans began to suggest that Jungkook's response revealed a deeper layer of understanding, one that didn't require explanation. Others interpreted it as a sign of unresolved tension, a moment where unspoken feelings briefly surfaced before being quickly contained again. There were even those who believed it represented a form of silent support, a way of acknowledging Taehyung's words without needing to add to them. What made the situation even more compelling was the contrast between public perception and private reality. On screen, everything unfolded within a matter of seconds. But behind those seconds lay years of shared experiences, of conversations that no one else had heard, of moments that had never been recorded. It raised an important question. How much of what we see can truly capture the depth of a relationship that has evolved over so many years? As discussions intensified, older clips began to resurface. Fans revisited interviews, live broadcasts, and behind-the-scenes moments, searching for patterns or clues that might help make sense of the present. A glance exchanged during a performance, a brief moment of silence during a conversation, even the way they stood next to each other. All of it was re-examined with fresh eyes. And in doing so, a narrative began to form, not a definitive one, but a mosaic of interpretations that reflected the diversity of perspectives within the fandom. Some saw a story of deep and enduring connection, one that naturally included moments of complexity and misunderstanding. Others perceived a shift, a subtle change in dynamic that hinted at something evolving beneath the surface. But perhaps the most striking aspect of the entire situation was the emotional response it elicited. This wasn't just passive observation. People felt invested. They felt curious, concerned, even protective. The moment seemed to resonate on a personal level, prompting reflections on communication, on vulnerability, and on the challenges of maintaining close relationships in the face of external pressure. Taehyung's willingness to address the moment, even in a limited way, was seen by many as a significant gesture. It suggested an awareness of the impact that such moments can have, not just on public perception, but on the individuals involved. At the same time, it also highlighted the delicate balance between transparency and privacy, a balance that is not always easy to maintain. Jungkook's reaction, meanwhile, remained open to interpretation. Its ambiguity became its strength, allowing people to project their own understanding onto it. For some, it was a moment of quiet reassurance. For others, it was a sign that there was more to the story than what had been shared. And for many, it was simply a reminder that not all emotions need to be explained to be real. As the conversation continued, one thing became increasingly clear. This wasn't a moment that could be easily resolved or neatly concluded. It was ongoing, evolving, and deeply layered. Each new interpretation added another dimension, another possibility, another question. And perhaps that is where its true significance lies. Not in providing answers, but in encouraging reflection. Not in defining a relationship, but in exploring its complexity. It serves as a reminder that even in a world where everything is documented and analyzed, there are still aspects of human connection that remain beautifully, frustratingly, and irresistibly uncertain. So where does that leave us now? Are we any closer to understanding what really happened between Taehyung and Jungkook? Or have we simply uncovered more layers of mystery? And if the latter is true, then what does that say about the way we perceive and interpret the relationships of those we admire? The story, it seems, is still unfolding. And as it does, it invites us to keep watching, keep questioning, and perhaps most importantly, keep listening, not just to what is said, but to what is felt in the spaces between words. And just when it seemed like the intensity of the moment would begin to fade, something unexpected happened. People started noticing what came after. Not the immediate reaction, not the explanation, not even the viral clips, but the subtle shifts that followed in the days after the moment between Kim Taehyung and Jungkook had already taken over conversations worldwide. The question quietly began to change. It was no longer just what did that moment mean, but rather why does everything after it feel different? There were small details, so small that they could easily be dismissed. A slightly longer pause before speaking. A glance that lingered just a fraction of a second more than usual. The way their energy seemed to shift depending on the situation. None of it was obvious. None of it was dramatic. And yet, taken together, it painted a picture that felt impossible to ignore. Fans of BTS, known for their attentiveness, began connecting these moments like pieces of a puzzle. Some believed that what they were seeing was a natural evolution, two individuals growing, changing, and redefining how they interact with each other over time. Others felt there was an emotional undercurrent, something unspoken that had quietly surfaced during that now infamous moment and hadn't fully settled since. Taehyung, in subsequent appearances, maintained his composed demeanor. But to many, there was a noticeable depth in his expressions, as if he was more aware than ever of how even the smallest gesture could be interpreted. His smiles were still there, his charisma unchanged, yet there was a layer of introspection that seemed more visible than before. It was subtle, but for those watching closely, it felt significant. Jungkook, meanwhile, appeared both the same and somehow different. His natural warmth and spontaneity remained, but there were instances where he seemed more reserved, more thoughtful in his reactions. It wasn't a dramatic shift. It was something quieter, something that could only be noticed over time. And perhaps that's what made it so compelling. It didn't demand attention, but once seen, it was hard to unsee. This led to a new wave of speculation, one that focused not just on the moment itself, but on its potential impact. Did that interaction change something between them? Did it bring certain feelings to the surface? Or did it simply reveal what had always been there? And if something did change, was it temporary? Or was it the beginning of a new dynamic?